What's going on, guys? This is Tal with Big Bro Security, back with yet another video, and in today's video we're going to be answering the big question: do you need to know how to program to get into the field of cybersecurity? Let's get into the video. The short answer to this question is no, but don't click off the video just yet, because I'm going to cover why I say no, but why I also say yes in some circumstances, and then the top 5 or 6 languages that I think you need to learn if you're going to learn any languages for cybersecurity. So first, the reasons why I don't think you do need to learn programming. First of all, programming is more of the architecting of big, larger scale programs that end users can use. So like big pieces of software like websites or end user applications, that type of thing. Or even some, back-end systems, but they're usually more complex. Then you have coding, which is the simple act of writing code, whether that be for those big programs or for it be for this thing called scripting, where you're usually writing single file programs to usually automate something or be like a small tool that you have scripted. In the blue team, you're not really gonna have to know how to code. It'll be useful to at least know the concepts, I would say. However, to use things like Splunk, use firewalls like Fortinet, or Cisco or Meraki, things like Nessus or Cisco's Stealthwatch, AMP, that kind of thing, you do not need to know how to program. It could potentially help you, especially with things like Splunk if you're wanting to do some automation, but you really don't have to know how. Now, if you're in the red team side of things, you probably want to know how to code much more than if you're on the blue team, because if you're in the red team, chances are you're going to be scanning different machines and wanting to see the data and do different scans based off what shows up on the machine. So you might start your operations with, say, a ping scan or a simple port scan, and then based off that you'll do deeper port scans and that kind of thing. For that, scripting could be very useful, as you could automate the basic reconnaissance process for each machine, and could just really save you some time. So therefore, knowing how to program or code would be really useful. Obviously in the blue team as well, if you're using coding for automation, it's obviously going to help you. So do you have to learn it? Is it a requirement? No. But do I think it would benefit you in the long run? Yes, very much so. Now, so maybe you decide to learn how to program for cybersecurity because you're in cybersecurity and you just want to learn how to program or code or script or whatever. What languages should you learn? Well, I would recommend about 6 to 7 languages that you could or could not learn. You do not have to learn all of these. These are just some that, depending on what you want to do with them, I might recommend that you learn these. First, we'll go with Python. Python is really great for automation. You can do all kinds of cool things with it. It's good for data science as well, but especially for automation, it's real great. You can make these quick you can make some really quick one-page scripts to do tons of automation tasks for like penetration testing, etc. Highly recommend it. Next, I would also recommend Bash. If you're using Linux very much, Bash is basically the shell scripting language for Linux, and it allows you to also automate a lot of stuff within Linux, etc. We have PowerShell, which is really great for automation on Windows machines. So if you're running Windows and you're wanting to automate some stuff, PowerShell is what you're going to need to know. Next, we have Ruby. Ruby is used in some common tools like Metasploit. If you want to make any Metasploit modules, you'll need to know how to use Ruby. So that's another one on the list. Next is C or C++. This is really good to know if you're looking to write fast, low-level malware that for all kinds of devices, because it's compiled. You can pretty much run it on almost any device as long as you can find a good compiler for that device and obviously obfuscate it and stuff, so that way malware engines don't detect it. But it's really good for writing fast, low-level code because it is compiled down into basically a bunch of zeros and ones. Finally, we have JavaScript. If you're doing any web application penetration testing, JavaScript is going to be a great resource for you, because JavaScript is the language that pretty much the whole web is written in. Well, I guess I shouldn't say the whole web, but pretty much a lot of the front end stuff is written in JavaScript. Some websites even use full stack JavaScript. In fact, I'm currently learning JavaScript right now just for fun, because I do want to get into some web programming. So if you guys want any videos on my progress learning JavaScript or me learning web programming, then feel free to comment below. Also, comment below if you have any more questions about getting into cybersecurity. I'd love to make videos on them just like this. I got like a few questions about this, about whether you need to know programming or not. And thank you guys so much for giving me ideas. It really helps me pump out these videos. Gonna start posting a video every single week, maybe twice a week, just depends. Short answer: too long didn't read or too long didn't watch. No, you don't have to learn how to program, but yes, it is very beneficial. I'm Tal with Big Bro Security, and I'll see you in the next video.